Hey everybody, I'm Bobby Salson from the Haz Mat Guys, and we'll welcome you to 2016 FDIC, where we are reporting to you directly from Indianapolis, Indiana, and we're going to be bringing you the best products that are out there on the floor today. I hope you'll stay around and listen. Hey, I'm here with Steve from All Safe Industries, and he's got some new products he wants to bring to us. How are you?
Hi, good. So yes, my name is Steve Hayes. I'm with All Safe Industries. We're a veteran-owned small business. We just turned 20 this year, so we've been doing this for a little bit now. And we have a full line of products, but we've always focused in on the more technical stuff. So got a few things I wanted to show you.
Great.
The first thing that we're known for is gas detection. So not only do we have multiple brands of gas detection, but we repackage it in our own kit that we call in-case calibration.
Okay.
So in-case calibration literally is just having everything you need in the kit so that you can calibrate or bump test the instruments right from the kit. So you can see we have different brands. We have our flagship brand, which is Ray Systems. The unique thing about Ray Systems is that everything they're doing is wireless. So you're gonna have a day soon where you'll look back and think, remember when a gas meter went off and only one guy knew about it? Because of the technology, you're gonna get to the point where everybody's gonna know when the gas meter goes off. So very exciting about what they're doing. Of course, they've got single gas, they've got the 4-gas, they've got the multi-gas, and then this is our calibration station kit. So this is again a unique design from All Safe Industries. And what we have is a pass-through charging here, so that when you plug the kit in, you've got power to charge your meters, you've got power for the calibration station, and you can literally take your meter, put it on the station, close the hood, and then you push bump or cal to do a bump check.
So
or
even
a calibration.
when it's in the rig, it's charging.
Absolutely.
Closed.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So everything you could possibly need, and we even think of the small details like your tubing, your filters. We've got the discs in there, so the cylinders of gas right on the bottom with demand flow regulators, so you don't have to reach in and turn anything on. It's ready to go right out of the box.
Awesome.
Yep. We do multi-unit kits like you see over here with our BW, and this is more of a demo kit showing you the small single gas meters. So we see a lot of EMS crews clipping CO meters right to their gear bags so that they can walk in an area, and if there's a high CO, they'll get that alarm. They've got 4-gas units, and BW also offers a 4-gas PID if you wanted that. Then we get over to some of our other brands. We have MSA, and you know that wireless is becoming the thing of the future when you see other manufacturers following a lead of another competitor. So MSA's new Altair 5X has Bluetooth technology on it so that you can have that sync up to a phone. And so their eventual plan is to be able to see your breathing apparatus information, your thermal imaging camera information, and your gas detection information all on one screen.
That's awesome.
So really interesting what MSA is doing with their new 5X. And again, you can see our small footprint kit here. It's got the tiny little cylinder of gas that's just the right size for 1 meter. So that's our thing, is we want to give you all the accessories you need, whether it's 1 meter, multiple instruments, or a calibration station kit.
One convenient package.
One convenient package.
Awesome.
That's it, yeah. So this is another product that's still somewhat new, but it's been around for about 3 years now. This is our 4th year bringing it into FDIC. It's called the Rupture Seal. And it's just a really simple device for stopping a leak in a drum or a barrel or a tank. You would just pull this pin back, force that through the opening. Once it's on the inside, now that's my anchor point, and I pull back on the zip tie to seal that leak in about 5 seconds.
I've personally used these things, and I think they work awesome.
And they're cool?
They work great.
They are really good. This is a silicone material that's been tested against a battery of chemicals that most have a 10-hour holdout, which is plenty of time to get into secondary containment or transfer the product. So it's just been a really useful product. It's not going to replace anything in your spill kit. It's just another
It's a tool in the toolbox.
In the toolkit.
I love it.
Yep. So this is the 2-inch size. Comes in a little 1-inch size, and then also comes in, this is my favorite, a 2-inch by 6-inch, which is perfect for forklift punctures. So if you were to pierce a 55-gallon drum
With a tine.
this would be the perfect thing to be able to seal that long, skinny gash that's in the side of the tank.
Excellent.
Yep. So that's the Rupture Seal. And then finally, our newest product that we brought to the show this year is our Haz Mat kit. This is our grounding and test kit. It is the only ground test kit on the market now with a ground tester in the kit. So you have absolutely everything that you need to get a good grounding system set up, and before you start to transfer those hazardous materials, you can test that you've got good ground with the tester. So you can see that these cables down here are color-coded.
Yep.
And then once you've got the cables set up to your grounding rods, you've got color-coded on your ground test resistor, your ground resistance tester, I should say, and then one button is all you press to see if you've got good ground before you know that you can start transferring fluid.
So you made it Feynman proof.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah. Step 1, 2, 3 gives you all the instructions.
Even
push
better.
One button.
I love it.
And then you're good to go.
All right. Well, Steve, I appreciate your time.
Thank you so much.
And
Appreciate you stopping
we'll give
by.
you this information a little later on. Thanks.
Yeah.
All right, I'm here with Lion Apparel, and they're going to introduce us to their MT94 suit, correct?
Yes, sir. So my name is John Nelson. I'm the CBR and Technical Specialist with Lion, and I'm here today to help introduce you or reintroduce you to our MT94 suit.
Great, so let's see what we have.
So what we have in front of us is our standard model MT94. MT94 stands for Multi-Threat 1994. The standard came about in the late 90s to develop a garment that was designed for response to WMD terrorism events. 9/11, when 9/11 happened, it really started to push the standard forward. And so what you have is a multi-wear, multi-use, dual certified garment that helps protect first responders, whether that's military first responders, hazmat technicians, law enforcement professionals, international forces. It's a garment that provides a significant level of protection in a hot zone where you can operate in a non-cumbersome environment. Typically, a hazmat responder is going to wear a level A garment or an NFPA 1991 certified suit. And what that provides you is a fully encapsulated garment, and it provides a high level of protection. But there are certain places that you can go and certain things that you do during a day-to-day operation or day-to-day call-out where I can't get into a confined space and do those things very well. So what we're looking at is they looked at a garment that was less cumbersome, that was based off of a couple of different things, and what you have here is a traditional OSHA Level B garment.
Okay.
Right? OSHA doesn't necessarily outline performance standards, they outline what it looks like on the outside. So the MT94, in essence, is a Level B suit. So you've got a coverall, much like a dry suit. Your mask and your SCBA are exposed. You have a vapor resistant or vapor-proof seal that provides a limited amount of vapor protection. You can go into a high vapor environment in this garment, but it's not designed for those environments where you've got an acid or a corrosive that's going to destroy your equipment.
So maybe not so much mitigation, but more for that first line defense.
Correct.
Body recovery, victim recovery.
Absolutely.
Property saving, things along those lines.
So what you have is a garment that you can use as for your rescue team. You can use it in confined space. It provides a garment that you can do mitigation in.
Okay.
You can do mitigation in it, but your reconnaissance or your recon, your survey, that equipment, that analytical equipment you're using should tell you, hey, we're dealing with this concentration of this organic vapor or this or that or the other, and then you select your PPE from there. I would say that this garment would be one that I would wear on 95% of operations because I really aren't going to be in an environment where I've got a heavy vapor concentration or organic vapor that when I open the door, that vapor level is going to come down. So this can provide you with a garment that you can do mitigation in. It's not necessarily designed for it, but it can be done. But it's more for rescue, confined space, perimeter work, recon, decon, those kinds of things.
Any kind of, it almost looks like bunker gear.
It does.
Can I think of this like bunker gear, or does it not provide that level of thermal?
So it does not provide, the standard does not provide for thermal protective properties. So
Okay.
it is manufactured out of a tri-laminate material called Chempac, and that's manufactured by W.O. Gore. The outer shell is Nomex, the inner liner is Nomex, and then you have the Chempac barrier that's laminated in between the two. So you do have a level of flash protection, but it is not flash rated under NFPA 1992. We are looking at some of those tests in order to be able to do that. but it will protect you in a 3 to 4 second burn. We've had it tested at NC State in their Pyroman lab, and it has survived a 3 and a 4 second burn. So, and that's at 800 cal. So it's a significant burn, and where they can, you will be surviving overflush. So if you make an entry into a meth lab, any spark or flame can cause those gases to explode. You will survive that explosion. We're not going to say that you won't suffer burns. You may or you may not, but it will protect you from that flash. It won't shrink wrap you like a traditional level B garment would.
Have you got any feedback as far as ease of use and comfort?
Absolutely, absolutely. So we've been manufacturing this garment for over 10 years. There's almost 40,000 suits in service between the fire service, the military, and law enforcement professionals. We've had a ton of feedback, and we utilize our first responders as our sounding board, as our feedback. It's what we want to do. We want to make sure that those folks have some input into the garments we're developing. We just don't want to develop something and say, hey, use it, right? We want them to say, hey, we're using it for this. We're using it for, that. We're using it for different things so that we can alter the garment to meet their specific needs. Hence the garment that's in front of us today. It's our CMTM20. It's the primary garment you see in the fire service or with the FEMA USAR elements that are out there. It's a single piece garment, attached booties. It has removable gloves. It features a radial pocket on the front. It has elasticated waist straps for waist take-up, ankle take-up straps, wrist take-up straps. It includes a set of Nomex over gloves to protect the barrier glove. It comes in sizes small through 4 extra large, and then I wear
6X.
I'm 6'9", and I'm right at the top end of our 3X as far as height goes.
Okay.
But I'm well under the size-wise for the 4X.
Okay.
So I wear a 4X or a 3X to just kind of stretch it out a little bit. It just depends on what's available at the time.
There's not too many gentlemen out there who are going to be taller than you in the fire service.
Right.
So you can fit everybody.
Especially those doing hazmat.
Yeah. Without a doubt.
Yeah. So this particular garment, it's tan. It's got it uses our same perforated trim, or perforated reflective trim. It's got a radial pocket on the front. It's a phenomenal garment. This is a back entry garment. We also do a rear entry or a front entry garment that allows for self-donning, self-doffing. The rear entry is a little bit more difficult. You pay for what you get. The front entry garments are great because they're faster to don. The rear entries are great because they're easier to doff. So you pick your poison. And traditionally the fire service goes with the rear entry because we always want to buddy don. We always have to make sure our seals are made. All of our Velcro straps are maintained. My mask is fitted properly inside of the face seal. So those are the different things that are out there. So the garment is semi-form fitting. So you put it on just like a dry suit, you burp it, and then it conforms to the shape of your body. And then the other benefit that you get from the fabric materials is that the Nomex actually absorbs water. So prior to me going downrange, I can actually douse my torso in it with water. And what that does is that water absorbs into the Nomex, it sits on the barrier, and it gives you a conductive cooling, right? So it immediately cools your body, and you can re-wet it as many times as you need. It does not degrade the barrier or the Nomex.
So besides having the cooling properties, wetting it is this washable and reusable?
Yes. So the garment was originally designed and developed to be multi-wear, single use. Right, so I can wear it on an entry. If it comes up that we're not dealing with anything, I can take it off, wash it in an extractor or a front-loading industrial washing machine, let it air dry, put it back in the bag, put it back on the truck. And so we're going, it's a multi-wear suit, so you get 5 wears, 5 washes, and if it's a single, and then you get a single exposure out of it.
All right, very good. Well, John, thank you very much for showing us the MT94 by Lion.
All right, so I'm here with Ben from Blowhard, and he's got a new product that we want to talk about.
So what we have here is a positive pressure ventilation fan. It's dual powered in that it can run on AC and it can run on battery. The battery is on board in the center, in the base of this. We use a lithium iron phosphate for the battery technology. It's a very good technology. The battery has up to 2,000 full discharges, so that's a really great thing. It has no memory and a very, very slow self-discharge, 3%, which is one of the best in the business. So,
meaning that you don't have to charge it as often as other things.
Well, it sits on a truck compartment. It's really important that it's the self-discharge, like the discharge rate, is exceptionally low. So that's a really good thing. The way it works is it's 59 pounds, so just under 60 pounds with the battery on board. We've created it to be ergonomic. It's very well balanced, as you can see, and it comes with the shoulder strap. So, I mean, it's nice to go. Your hands free a lot of the times. When you get to the structure, it's very simple to use. You set it down. You have a brake assembly right here. Wherever you let go, that's your angle. So you can adjust your angle. Okay, and then you turn it on. As soon as you turn it on, it's going to obviously engage the battery and it's going to blow. When you plug it in, it automatically bypasses the battery and starts running on AC. It's seamless. There's absolutely nothing else you have to do. It's variable speed, so this is the low. It is on low speed, and it'll run for about 3 hours on this speed by itself. And I'll turn it up now to high speed. That one. And like this, it'll run for about 30 minutes. And there's not a lot of fans that you can actually have a conversation over while they're running on high. So this is another benefit of the blowhard fan. It's GFCI compliant. It draws 7 amps max. We've actually had it plugged into, 3 of them plugged into a 15 amp circuit and turn them all on high at the same time, no problem. So one of the main issues with electric fans is they do blow circuits sometimes. Ours is never going to do that. So
Excellent.
That's our fan.
Awesome. Very nice.
Right.
Thank you very much,
Thank you
Ben.
for the opportunity.
Excellent.
Hi, this is Mike with the Haz Mat Guys, and I'm here with Spill Control. I'm here with Jonathan, who's going to go over some of their products here at FDIC 2016.
Welcome to the FDIC, and thank you for coming by and visiting the Edwards & Cromwell Company. For starters, today we're going to introduce you to our newest product that's come on the line a few years ago, is the Nerf football. It's a Nerf product that's been impregnated. It's a Nerf product that's been impregnated with a urethane resin. So when activated with water, you press it into your leak, and in 2 minutes it dries and as hard as can be, and can take a long time for it to come off. Wow. So that's the introduction of the football. Also comes in a golf ball size, which is 1.5 inches. Golf ball.
How well does this seal up those gaps?
Really well. It seals the outside and the inside of the tank, so you don't have to worry about it coming off, as if the old traditional way of us stopping leaks was with wooden wedges and plug and dike, which eventually, or within a few minutes, would come off. Or you're dealing with a leak on the bottom of a tank, you'd want something that really would adhere to it and stay in place.
So I can actually do this with an active leak?
Yeah, absolutely, with an active leak. Because the head pressure, you're holding back the head pressure with your hand, and I said within a minute it is drying and curing and will stop the leak for you. One of the other products we have out there is the F-Kit. It's a bolt-on kit. It starts off with finding the hole. We align our inner T, pull pressure against it, tighten it down, and then you tighten the outer frame tightly against the tank, sealing off the closed cell foam and helping you stop the leak as well. These are kind of considered temporary, but they're very strong and hold well.
So this works like a molly bolt type?
Yeah, absolutely. Same with the other smaller plugs we have the same wall molly bolts that allow you to secure them down tight so they don't come off as well. It's another plug type material if you want to kind of stop a chemical from going in a drain. It's called a plug rug, or it could work temporarily till you get your kit in place to make the repair. One of the older styles of repairing some of the small leaks was what they call a ladder patch. It's a closed cell foam on putting pressure against, equal pressure against the whole patch, strapping it down so it stops the leak. We've also attached some thick sticks putty that cures in 20 minutes on smaller cracks, so you can seal up the leak and not have a potential leak. That stuff's all carried in the AE kit, which is kind of the universal drum and small tank repair kit.
Right, fantastic. And one of the last interesting things that we saw here, can you go through what this is?
Absolutely. This is a internal plug. So we have a pipe over here that we had an active leak in. You can take your plug, slide it into the hole, just quickly hold on to the plug, and then you just tighten down the plug until it's completely tight against the inner walls of the pipe. and then I can control the flow if necessary. And that controls a chemical spill from inside a pipe.
So this is almost like an industrial version, all right, for the alcoholics that are out there,
Yes.
of a speed pour.
Speed pour, yes.
All right.
Just a little bit bigger.
That is a brilliant idea.
And then for an external tear in a straight piece of pipe, jacked it up. That's why we always carry two. We'd open up the bolts. You find your leak, whether you slide it onto it or put it over it. Puts the bolts back in place. And then I would tighten it up. Tighten the bolts on both of them until the patch is completely tight with the leaks being stopped.
Extra rubber.
If need be to take care of a tear so you don't ruin the external plug.
Now, one of the things here, relatively new, that I've never seen before is this, what is it, sand that gels up?
Go ahead.
Yeah, this is called plug and die. This comes in two ways, either a dry granular. Let's just say we arrive on the scene of a crash, 18-wheeler crash, and the saddle tank's leaking. We can take this dry granular and pour it on the ground, and it'll form a levee. The contaminant is now contained, it's not spreading. So as soon as the contaminant touches the levee we've made, it forms a seal. This has been here for 2 days.
So it's literally, if you don't mind me touching it,
No.
it is a gel that is formed and created.
It's formed whenever the
So here-
liquid touches it.
So here we have
Forms
loose
a seal.
powder,
Sure.
and here it's all hard and gelled up.
That's right.
That's incredible.
Yeah. So this will never channel underneath or through like sand or kitty litter or something. It's actually forming a seal here.
Fantastic.
And so it also comes in a putty form. So you would take this at the same leak. The tank's leaking here. You just grab it with gloves on and shove it right in the hole. It's very, very sticky. It also comes as what they call a plug rug.
He showed us the plug rug before.
Oh, okay, on the tank.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, did he tell you could put it on a drain?
Yep.
Okay, stuff's leaking down.
Yep.
There's also some epoxy putty. Have you seen this? Did he
Yes.
talk about this?
Yep.
Mix it together. You can put it on, say, a weld on a propane tank. Has a little pinhole crack. You can shove it in there.
And stop the leak.
Stop the leak. You can use it underwater.
So a lot of these products can be found where?
EdwardsandCromwell.com. The A-N-D is spelled out.
All right, Pat, thank you very much. We started with one guy, ended with
Ended with
another.
the other.
So this is Pat Johnson,
Yes,
and
sir.
thank you for your time.
Thank you.
I'm here at First Line Technology. I'm here with Amit, and we have some new technology that he wants to bring out here. Amit, what do you got?
You know, every year at FDIC, we like to bring out the new technology. And this year, we're bringing out our decon products. So we have Dog and Decon, and we just signed an agreement with the U.S. Navy to commercialize a technology for decontamination that they've been working on for the last 12 years for the first responder market. Dog and Decon is a 3-part mixture. It has a pH level when it's mixed of 7. So it's non-corrosive decon product. All other decon products that are at a pH of 10 or they're really acidic, and so it causes major issues that whatever you're deconning is now destructive. You know, you're destroying it. So what you're able to do with this is a broad range of chemical warfare, toxic industrial chemical, toxic industrial material, even biological decontamination with the same product. And parasitic acid is the base of all decon. So what we're able to do is take parasitic acid and activate it real fast and have it available for our responders to do decon on PPE, turnout gear, equipment, and then with the NFPA 1851 standard that's out now for turnout gear, it's really important to get carcinogens off of turnout gear, off of equipment, SCBAs, to get it back into way into the next fire. Because you're
Right.
fighting fire after fire after fire, or even hazmat community.
Or you have your gear on and it rains out, and now it's transdermally going into your body, and this will take care of it.
It'll take it out and knock it out.
I like it.
All the biological issues you might have. And you need a broad spectrum, right? So as a hazmat tech, you walk in a situation, you don't know what you're going into. You want the best product, the best bang for the buck.
Yeah.
And that's what this is with Dahlgren here.
Now this is the mid-range size. You said it's about 22 ounces in these.
This is 22 ounces. And so
How much will that do?
So 22 ounces will do 4 full-out turnout gears or full level A with the SCBA decon. So 4 people.
That's a lot.
You can do a Humvee or a Suburban or your vehicle, whatever you might have, or if you have a Smith's detection. If you have your detectors, you can do a decon of that as well and get it back into the field much faster. And what's great about this is that after, if you have leftover, you can use it as laundry detergent.
That's nice.
Yeah, so you're not wasting away product and like, okay, I've mixed up this decon, now what do I do
Now
with
it's
it?
garbage.
Now it's garbage, get rid of it. You can actually get more uses out of it down the range. So
I love it.
It's all hazards, right? So it's like all hazards, and it's the best product out there that we've been pushing out.
Great.
So we're launching it here at FDIC.
What else we got?
So for the EMS community, one of the major issues is that you've had a lot of issues with chemical suicides happening, ambulances are getting contaminated. So we created a fast-grab EMS decon kit. Comes in a pouch, in a bag, and it has FiberTect for bulk removal. It's a dry wipe that you basically take. We have a mitt right here. And what this does is this absorbs chemical warfare, toxic industrial chemicals, radiologicals, biological particles off of surfaces. You might have off of so if you have a patient who's in an ambulance, you can start deconning them, removing the bulk. You're getting 95 to 99% of the contamination off the person immediately using this. Then you come back, you have neutralization. So if you have pesticides or if you have CWAs, RSDL, commonly known out there in the market. So we packaged it with FiberTect in a kit called an RDK. So you can start doing responder decon or individual decon downrange. Key to decontamination is you want to get it off the surface as fast as possible, right? The longer the contamination's on the surface, on the skin, or wherever it might be, the harder it is to get it off. If you take this downrange and start decon in the hot zone, you're knocking it out much faster.
Awesome.
And you're not tracing it around everywhere you're going.
I love it.
So you put it in a kit for a 4-person decon. So you have a responder, you have the patient, and you have the infrastructure. So we have decon gel here, so if you have contamination that's gone all over the ambulance itself, or the ER, you can start doing the decontamination of it. It's a peelable gel. You put it on the surface, let it dry, peel it away. It's clean. Clean.
Nice.
So put it all in a kit just like this, readily available. Put it out there. Easy to use, right? I mean, everyone loves a quick little bag to carry around.
I love it.
So you can put it on an ambulance, in an ER, and so everybody's on the same page with their decon. Because, hazmat teams might take them a little bit of time to get out there and to get to an ER, to get to the ambulance. They can do it right there on the spot with themselves immediately.
I love it.
And $750, so it's cost effective.
Very cost effective.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Amit.
Sure.
And listen, First Line Technologies, we're going to put their stuff in the show notes, and we'll get back to you real soon.
Hey everybody, here with Hazard Control Technologies. Mike Reiner is going to tell us a little bit something about some of their foam and F500.
Yeah, Hazard Control Technologies manufactures a full foam product line. We have Class A, we have UL listed AFFF, UL listed AR AFFF. What I think we're best noted for is that we have created a whole third new category of agents called Encapsulator agent. And we brand our Encapsulator agent for the fire service under the name of F500 Encapsulator agent.
Okay, and what does the F500 do that, say, a Class A foam won't?
Okay, so the difference between an encapsulator agent as foam is the way that it actually interacts with the fire tetrahedron. So a foam, as everyone knows, has been around for many, many years, and it works by separating the fuel from the oxygen by putting down a foam blanket. One of the deficiencies that you might say of foam is the fact that when you put down a blanket, it traps in the heat, so you have to maintain that foam blanket for an extended period of time till the heat can get below the auto ignition temperature. The encapsulator agent works on a totally different principle. What we're doing is we're encapsulating both carbon and hydrocarbon materials into a chemical cocoon. So we're actually separating the fuel from the oxygen on a molecular level. The second thing it's doing is it's changing the heat reduction mechanism of a droplet from what is typically a steam conversion to a thermal conveyance, accounting for 20 times greater heat reduction, and we interrupt free radicals. So it makes the agent very good for Class B 3D fires like transformers, under turbines, things like
Putting that in a 5th grade level, guys, that would mean that it's going to cool the product faster.
that. Thank you.
No problem. So besides your levels of foam and your F500, are there any additional benefits to choosing something like an F500 over a foam? Is there a time that you would use a foam over F500, or a time that you would use F500 over foam?
Yes. I would look at using an F500 encapsulator agent anytime I had some sort of a three-dimensional Class B fire, like a transformer fire. You're not going to be able to put foam on top of that and maintain that separation of the fuel for the oxygen. So the features of an encapsulator agent would be much better. Another major application for the fire service would be for flammable liquid spill control. If you think about it, you come upon a car fire, you might have 8 gallons of fuel spilled. Encapsulator agents encapsulate as a function of volume. So it would only take 1 gallon of an encapsulator to encapsulate those 8 gallons of fuel, making it totally inert and neutral. You could actually take a blowtorch and heat it right off the pavement. But
so you're eliminating the fire hazard instead of just suppressing the fire hazard.
That's right. When we encapsulate it, it's non-flammable, non-ignitable, and non-explosive. So you're using minimum amount of product, minimum amount of water. You've encapsulated, so there's minimum spillage. You could actually take your ventilation fans and evaporate it right off the pavement. Now, if you compare that to foam, rule of thumb, 1 gallon spreads out to be 100 square feet, so 8 gallons would be 800 square feet. Well, if you think about that, 800 is a relatively large number. So now if you have to blanket that, foam is a function of area. You're going to use large amounts of foam to blanket it as opposed to encapsulate. So if you follow NFPA 11 for foam, it would dictate you would use about 36 gallons of foam to blanket that 8 gallons versus 1 gallon of encapsulator agent.
So you're using less agent.
Less agent.
You're eliminating the hazard.
That's correct.
And you're doing it with less equipment, less time, same equipment.
Less time.
Okay.
There's less, I'll call it, economic collateral damage because you're not trying to contain 1,200 gallons of solution. You only have a small spill here that's contained, less chance of it going down the storm drain, less impact. But the biggest thing is that once it's encapsulated, it's neutralized. You can't ignite it. So you could just evaporate it right off the pavement, as opposed to if you're using foam, once the bubbles break down, your hydrocarbon, your fuel is still there. It's still coming to the surface. You're going to have to come back with absorbent pads, kitty litter, haul it off to a hazardous waste site.
Okay, so you also reduce your final disposal costs.
Yes, absolutely. Nice. Absolutely on a spill control. But I think one of the big benefits that we're starting to see now through some testing is that if you think of what an encapsulator agent does, it's encapsulating both carbon and hydrocarbon. So now when you look at, in the 60s, it might take 30 minutes to get the flashover. Now with today's modern hazards, we arrive on site. UL just did some testing and showed that today's modern rooms takes 3 minutes to get the flashover.
Much quicker than...
So my question is, when we're coming into a structure fire with plain water, are we really bringing a knife to a gunfight? The hazards have changed. Has our approach changed? The encapsulator agent, if you put it in at 0.5% and you come in and Z the ceiling, you're encapsulating all of the unburnt carbons and taking the fuel out of what creates the flashover while rapidly dropping the heat down without the creation of any steam. So you're really attacking and getting rid of that flashover. Now, the fact that you encapsulate the carbons, we've also noted that we encapsulate 10 separate toxins that knock out of the air and knowing that the incidence of cancer in firefighters is 19 times greater than other industries, we think this is a huge benefit for every firefighter to be utilizing 0.5%, knocking down the carbons, the flashover, and encapsulating carcinogenic toxins.
Fantastic.
We think it's fantastic.
It sounds really good. All right, well, I'm Mike with Hazard Control Technologies, and this is Mike as well. So we will be putting some information in the show notes. Anybody who's listening to this can go to the show notes to get additional information. Hey everybody, Mike Monaco from the Haz Mat Guys here in Indianapolis, FDIC. We hope you enjoyed these products as much as we did. Give a review, get back to us, tell us what you thought. If you end up using anything, let us know. Have a great day.